Everyone here watching this should know that I love Metra. The locomotives, the paint schemes, the routes, the heritage units, the stations, all of it is a work of art. And today, I'm gonna talk about every single locomotive that Metra has in its roster. Side note, all of these facts are relevant as of June 1st, 2025. So if you're watching this in November, these details may have changed. Now let's dive into all of Metra's currently operating locomotives. The F40PH is the first passenger locomotive acquired by Metra, and it has remained on Metra for 41 years. There are three types of F40PH locomotives that currently run on Metra: the F40PH-3, F40PH-2, and the F40PHM. Now the F40PH-3 has a variety of different paint schemes, including Classic Blue, Lightning Bolt Phase 2, and special schemes like Metra 120, honoring veterans, and Metra 104, honoring the city of Chicago. And here are the technical specifications and ones that are out of service. Personally, I think these locomotives are the best ones on Metra's roster. I mean, well, my profile picture is literally... Anyways, let's go to the next one. Next, the F40PH-2. This variant only comes in the classic blue paint scheme and is ready to be retired soon, but it's still moving trains up along the Windy City. These things are almost the same as the -3 variants, they're just a little bit older. And last of the F40PH variants, the F40PHM. Now this locomotive looks very different from the other F40s because it has a slanted cab window. That's pretty unique, I like it. All of these locomotives are painted in the Lightning Bolt scheme, except for Metra 211, and they've been doing pretty well for themselves. This version of F40 should be on more railroads. It's got a pretty cool look to it. Ah yes, the MP36PH-3C, the only locomotive type on Metra's roster that is not built by EMD. Most of the locomotives are also painted in the Lightning Bolt paint scheme, but there's also the Rock Island Heritage Unit, the Milwaukee Road Heritage Unit, and the State of Illinois locomotive. They're definitely not my favorite locomotive on Metra's roster, but they sure are efficient. The F59 series. They're basically hand-me-down locomotives from other passenger railroads. First, there's the F59PH in the Lightning Bolt paint scheme that came from GO Transit in Canada, and the F59PHI in a paint scheme that came from the Amtrak Surfliners in California. And there's also one of these that has the Lightning Bolt paint scheme, and another one that's a Chicago Northwest Heritage Unit. Now wait a minute, you might be thinking. These two locomotives look nothing alike. How are they in the same series? Well, this locomotive was built for Amtrak, so they wanted it to be more streamlined and modern. And this one was the original design, so that's why. Personally, for looks, I think the F59PH looks a bit better, but I grew up watching Amtrak Surfliners on YouTube, so this locomotive wins for nostalgia. Metra's newest bought locomotive. They came in with their own creative paint scheme, and some of them are still being delivered. Number 500 wears a paint scheme reminiscent of when Metra was known as the Regional Transportation Authority. A good start to a new era of Metra. Now you might think the video is ending, because I've been talking about every single one of Metra's passenger locomotives. But we're not quite done yet. There's also a handful of Metra locomotives that operate on work trains. These helpful locomotives haul broken down equipment and maintenance trains as needed. The first and oldest one is the Metra SW1, and this is the only photo I was able to get of one. And then there's the Metra SW1500s. These locomotives are still doing pretty well for themselves, although I'm kinda surprised they're still in service because they're getting kinda old now, just like the SW1s. Next up we got the GP23 ECOs. Only 2 of these Metra GP23s even exist, even though I see them quite often. And finally, there's the GP15s. They're the newest work trains to come into the fleet, and they've been doing pretty well so far. I was actually lucky enough to see a few of them before they got painted in the Metra colors. probably didn't expect me to include Metra rolling stock, but what good would a locomotive be if it didn't have stuff to move around? Let's start with Metra's first bought rolling stock, Budd gallery cars. These were designed and built by Budd, the same company that made Amtrak Amfleet cars, and surprisingly they're still in service. Next are the Nippon Chariot coaches. Unlike the Budd cars, you can still see some of these pulling trains as cab control cars. They're not the newest rolling stock for Metra, but they can still get the job done. Next of Metra's rolling stock are the Amaral coaches. The cab cars have a rubber frame around the cab door, unlike the Nippon Chariot coaches which have a metal frame around the door. They've been in service not too long, and they'll probably stay in service for a long time. Next up are the Pullman-built cars. These ones have got to be my favorite. They mainly come in two different paint schemes. One is the classic orange and blue paint scheme, and the other is the bike car. Now last and kind of least, the Metra Electric Highliners. This is basically an electrified version of the Metra Amaral coach, which is only seen on the Metra Electric District. Oh hello, it looks like you made it to the end of the video. If you like this, please give a like down below or subscribe to my YouTube channel. As always, keep on rail fanning, and I'll see you in another video.